When we grew up, we were poor, but the one thing you could do, what you couldn't do, is tell a black woman that her kids were dirty or they weren't taken care of. And that's exactly what he's doing now. He's insulting the effort they put into raising him.
All right, so D.L. Hughley decided to chime in on this T.I. and his son's situation. Let's see what he had to say.
Right. King had
right.
He was basically saying that he went through a lot of struggles. Right. His mom and dad are and he's live. This is live. And while they're in a suite, mind you, but basically saying he's been through all these struggles, and his mom and dad are like, yo, you had a silver spoon.
I saw it. And the thing about it is, I've known T.I. and Tiny for a long time, and I watch how hard they work, and I watch how hard they value their family. And to have somebody that you work so hard and sacrifice for to shit all over your memory and your accomplishment for clicks is insulting. When we grew up, we actually grew up in the circumstances they romanticized about it, but that great. It was the inspiration for T.I. getting out of there and Tiny getting out of there. Yes, it inspired them artistically, but you don't want your children to grow up in the same stir. No parent would want their children to have it as hard as they did. When we grew up, we were poor, but the one thing you could do, what you couldn't do, is tell a black woman that her kids were dirty or they weren't taken care of. And that's exactly what he's doing now. He's insulting the effort they put into raising him. Just for clicks. For what? For what?
Right.
You're only famous because he's famous.
Right.
You're famous, you're in that box, shitting all over his memory because he's famous. And you're doing it for what? So you can be famous.
Yeah.
You're famous because your daddy's famous. And most generally, this is an old ancient proverb. Famous don't usually have roaches. You grew up on a reality show. I bet I didn't see no Red or Decon in the corners.
Hey. Look, man, hey.
If you grew up in the reality show, here was a roach on there, it was a paid actor.
Well, listen, you came up the hard way, and you got kids, Sure. How do you manage that? I'm sure your kids probably didn't talk like that, but there's probably been moments where you're like, hey, you got it good.
There have been moments, obviously, when you didn't felt that they were sufficiently appreciative of what you've done for them.
Right.
But I think in the end, my children are much older than he is now, and I think in the end, he'll understand how silly what he's doing is.
All right, y'all see your boy D.L. Hughley is still having flashbacks about them roaches he grew up with. And I'm not upset with what D.L. Hughley said. I think a lot of celebrity parents would feel that way if their children who have it much better than them is acting the way that King has been acting towards his parents. You heard D.L. Hughley say, I've known T.I. and Tiny for a long time. Now, I do think that TMZ guy, I think everybody is taking the same thing from that altercation. They look at it as if King was trying to say, hey, I'm from the hood and I'm ghetto and I'm a gangster. But I think when I look back on it, I think his whole point was I preferred to be at my grandma's house other than being at the mansion with y'all. And if you look at it from that perspective, is that him saying he was gangster or he is hood or he grew up with the Mac 11? And I don't really think so. That's why I said over the last couple of days, I looked at this and I said, a lot of these Hollywood kids, a lot of them are messed up. And just because their parents have provided them a certain lifestyle that a lot of us envy, because that's another thing about this. A lot of us would, die to be in Lil King's situation. And that makes us overlook their own personal struggles. Biggie said it best, more money, more problems. Just because you grew up with a silver spoon don't mean everything is perfect at your house. But at the same time, I still would see myself feeling the same way if I was T.I. or if I was D.L. Hughley, right? I've worked so hard to get you out of the hood, and you do kind of feel like, hey, you should praise me just because you don't grow up on food stamps, just because you don't have to eat that government cheese, okay? But I think there's a deeper level of understanding that parents need to have with their children to understand that it's not all about money all the time. And sometimes my light keep going. Why does light keep going? I need to get a new light, man. But I'm getting deep and philosophical and the light going off. But like I was saying, you know, money don't solve everything. And we've seen a lot of people with a lot of money still have their own personal struggles, you know, want to harm themselves and so on and so on. So, look, maybe T.I. and Lil King need to go to counseling or something like that. But I just don't want us as fans judging a book by its cover too soon, all right? But at the same time, it's like it goes both ways. I understand black parents feeling like that because we know where a lot of our family come from, but you know, we got to take the time to look a little bit deeper sometime, all right? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Shout out to DL Hughley. I will see y'all next time. Peace.